like the victim jumped voluntarily. But why? Fingerprint found on the edge of glass, possibly the victim's. No cracks or scratches. Looks like the windows weren't reached in a hurry. Maybe the answer's right in front of me and I can't see it. But I will. Computer, open case 283. Victim status, deceased. Potential suicide. Prime suspect, Iron Hero.
Welcome back, Agent. Looks like you've got another gem for me today.
Report?
Iron Hero, also known as Metal Man, is a 2008 superhero science fiction film starring, among mostly unknowns, Regie Bannister from the Phantasm franchise.
I remember those films. They were pretty good.
I wouldn't get my hopes up. Iron Hero is about a student who finds himself reluctantly wearing an armored suit that gives him countless powers.
Like Iron Man?
Indeed, Iron Man was released the same year. Iron Hero, however, doesn't even have a Wikipedia page, so my data is limited.
Great. On screen.
As you wish. The film opens on the dullest establishing shot imaginable as the Iron Hero shows up to intercept a theft.
Already? Well, this sure didn't waste any time.
The credits suggest that Mr. Magoo had something to do with the score, and stock video game footage plays. We meet Kyle, played by Sam Hoffmeyer, the student who supposedly created said game.
Okay. That's all. See, alright.
I don't understand. Are they meant to be high school students? Because they're clearly 30. Well, I guess if it worked for the Amazing Spider-Man movies, then it can work here.
Did it work in Amazing Spider-Man though?
Good point.
Kyle goes to meet his friend and mentor, Dr. Arthur Blake, played by Regie Bannister.
You mean mad scientist Sean Connery? That's him?
Affirmative.
Yeah, I played your video game last night.
You did?
But can you tell me what the hell is wrong with his computer? Because it's very distracting.
Here, the lower port makes more complete vibrations per second.
Thank you. I needed that.
You're welcome.
Dr. B has a long, boring chat with Kyle about his work and what he hopes to achieve in a room that, according to my calculations, is a janitor's closet.
Thanks, Dr. B. Don't worry, Dr. B. Dr. B can Dr. B. Yeah, sorry, Dr. B.
My only regret is he doesn't say Dr. B enough.
Dr. B gets the boy to put the iron suit on and freezes him.
Wait, how did we get onto the Iron Man suit? Did we skip a scene?
It does not appear so, no.
I'm sorry, Kyle. I wish I had more time.
More time to freeze young boys?
Seconds later, a group of thugs led by the villainous Sebastian, played by P. David Miller, show up and ask about the iron helmet.
Sebastian? Is there a reference to Sebastian Shaw, the X-Men villain?
My data states this is an irrelevant suggestion. Only a real nerd could appreciate.
Don't make me delete you.
Here's a somewhat more sophisticated reference for you to enjoy.
Alas.
Alas? Oh dear, was that a Hamlet reference? In this movie?
I knew you'd appreciate this.
See, if you did take time to get to know me better, you have chosen wiser than to steal my helmet from me.
Wait, pause on that. I'm not sure what expression Dr. B is trying to convey here.
It appears to be a combination of confusion, disinterest, and gas.
Sounds about right.
You're gonna make me and a lot of militaries very happy.
In a pig's eye.
Was Dr. B's plan to weakly attempt to grab the helmet after a cheesy one-liner? Because if it was, I guess it worked.
In a pig's eye.
Dr. B is knocked out as Sebastian grabs his helmet and leaves after touching the freezer door.
That's it? He didn't even check what was inside?
Negative.
I don't understand this whole freezer thing. The doors don't even look like they were locked.
Something drastic has indeed happened.
Yeah, you're dead!
I see.
Talk about deadpan. Even you would have shown more emotion here.
Thank you. You know I once considered a career in Broadway theater.
Stay focused.
My apologies. Before dying, Dr. B explains to Kyle that he is now stuck in the iron suit forever. He then appears to Kyle as an inbuilt, artificially intelligent piece of software.
This is an AI representation of myself.
Wouldn't making an artificially intelligent suit have been less of a hassle than forcing some innocent kid to ruin his entire life?
Probably, yes. The first powers we're shown are the ability to fight off claustrophobia and achieve stealth by having the suit disappear entirely.
Wait, I thought he couldn't take off the suit.
He cannot, but he can make it disappear.
Right. Wait, what?
Oh my god. What? Wow.
May I suggest we call it magic and move on?
Sure, whatever.
Kyle goes back home to find his parents have been killed by Sebastian's thugs, and a fight scene ensues.
I like how that guy starts wielding an axe in broad daylight. Did he even check who was coming out of the house, or did he just take a wild guess? Yes, because that worked so well the first 6 times. This is silly.
Indeed.
Iron Man versus the Three Stooges. Now there's a crossover I never thought I'd see.
In a typically low-budget Z-grade film move, we fade to black at the end of most scenes, and the news report does not look real in the slightest.
You can say that again. And is a sunset really the right background for a news show? I mean, what is this, Bahamas news? Oh, and thanks for the graphic, ear-bleeding picture, daytime television.
This just in. Several turtles were found wandering the streets of Hollywood, California.
Computer, please explain that last part.
This was either an attempt at a joke or a reference to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Either way, it's irrelevant. Sebastian later learns that his men killed Kyle's parents, and he is furious despite the fact he earlier instructed them to do just that.
Please tell me how's a pit bull that chewed up your hand.
2 female characters are introduced, one of them being Dr. B's daughter. They are both working for Sebastian, who tries to convince one of them to flirt with Kyle in order to get the suit's computer chips back.
I am not implying you sleep with him. Please do not misunderstand me. I'm just saying that Kyle is young.
Man, that scene was boring. Besides, after his parents' death and the fact he's been fused into a mech suit, I'm thinking getting laid is the last thing on Kyle's mind.
So I won't be dying on steak or lobster anymore.
Although if steak and lobster is a concern, then...
Dr. B explains to Kyle how and what to eat while in the suit.
You must be kidding.
No. This is your food.
Kyle compares the food to excrement.
How does it taste?
Have you ever accidentally eaten animal excrement?
Yeah, because nothing improves a line about eating dog excrement, like an epic inspirational score.
Sorry. Didn't have time to work on the taste.
Kyle says he is out for revenge, but proves he has a sense of right and wrong after all. by confirming he'll try to spare Sebastian.
Your brain will have faster capacities and functions than it did before.
That's massive.
Is that a common human expression?
If it is, either I'm way out of touch, or they are.
Dr. B's daughter and her assistant Diana decide that because Sebastian does not in fact wear a white lab coat, he could not possibly understand their research. Unfortunately, he finds out they were planning to cross him soon after, and that spells the end for the mouthy Diana.
So much for Kat Dennings number 2.
I am detecting foul play, Agent.
Foul play?
My scans tell me it is very likely the filmmakers manually blurred all the backgrounds in post-production to give the impression they were using the right lenses when they made this movie.
I think you're right. Once you notice it, it's impossible to ignore. Well spotted, computer.
Thank you. Meanwhile, Dr. B continues to teach Kyle about what his iron suit can do, including shape-shifting.
Put your hands where your temples would be.
Would be or are?
Who is this supposed to be?
It's a combination of 6 different people. Too complex to explain the procedure now.
Talk about a cop-out. That's after spending 5 whole minutes explaining the food to us.
I think we blew a fuse.
Great.
Throughout the film, Kyle encounters several minor characters he gets into altercations with. They all prove unnecessary.
Shield.
What the hell? Holy shit, what are you? What the hell are you?
I hate when deleted scenes make it into the actual movie.
Are you blind or just stupid, huh? Do you realize what this is?
Another pointless scene? So let me get this straight. We're now 40 minutes in, and the Iron Hero has done absolutely nothing.
You're forgetting we've enjoyed multiple scenes of people talking in dimly lit, blurry rooms.
I'll handle the sarcastic comments, thank you.
But look at this scene. Not since Captain America Civil War has a fight sequence been this exhilarating.
Very funny, computer. Well, at least they used their best weapon to take on the Iron Hero. Mild threats.
You have no choice.
You'd think that by now, after all that's happened, Sebastian would have sent his guys with more than their fists to defeat Kyle.
After saving a woman from being killed in broad daylight, Kyle learns his suit has the ability to heal others.
Thank you.
What? He can actually heal people? Did Sean Connery Jarvis tell him he could do that? Because I think I may have missed it.
Searching. No, they pretty much pulled it out of their sphincter.
Thought so. By the way, even Tony Stark wouldn't be cocky and stupid enough to actually drive around in the Iron Man suit. Did he just forget he can get back to normal whenever he wants?
Sebastian finally faces Kyle for the first time, but seeing as it's already been established that he has a shield and cannot get hurt, the scene has about as much tension as a walk in the park on a sunny day.
What is Sebastian paying his man? He can't even afford a proper television.
Bitch, where is she? Where is she?
Right, because nothing underlines an evil laugh like an awkward dissolve. And why isn't the Iron Hero punching them right now?
Unclear.
Well, it took an hour, but I'm officially bored out of my mind. This had to contribute to the victim's death.
I'll make a note of that, Agent.
Kyle, where the hell did you go?
Julia, I'm invisible. I'm right here.
How? These powers are so inconsistent. And now they're not so much invisible as they are visible. I don't get it. In fact, none of these powers make any sense at this point.
Got him.
How does he have them? He's not even wearing the goggles. This is getting really stupid now.
Kyle escapes with his friend, the film's very own Mary Jane Watson, which leads to the most awkward love scene since... No, this is the most awkward love scene.
Marissa.
Marissa?
I mean, Julie.
Kyle, are you okay?
What? Dr. Blake? Not now, okay? I'm fine.
But Kyle, you know how I like to watch.
What?
Creepy Sean Connery Jarvis is creepy.
Don't worry, Agent. Kyle only dreamt the old man wanted to watch him have sex.
Yeah, you're right, that's much better.
You like to what? What's going on here?
Sebastian then realizes he should probably get someone to wear the helmet and do his bidding.
But wouldn't it make more sense to put the helmet on one of his men? They might prove more loyal than one of his enemies. That's like Obadiah Stane in Iron Man putting Pepper Potts in a mech suit. How does that help?
Alas, we meet again.
How'd you find me?
Wait, is Sebastian trying to say at last, but he's saying alas instead? Because that means two completely different things.
In a last-minute effort to inject some form of action into the movie, we are introduced to Megaterra, Sebastian's very own Iron Hero.
Megaterra? Where did this guy come from?
Unclear.
Great, Megaterra and Iron Hero wrestling in horse manure. I can't wait.
Indeed, a fight scene ensues and things quickly get out of hand.
Well, that was unnecessary.
My scans suspect foul play once again, Agent. It's very possible they just filmed the plane going by and decided to bounce the missile into it in editing, just for, as you humans say, shits and giggles.
Now, Kyle, you should realize by now, I'm only one step ahead of you.
Wow, Sebastian is officially a weaker villain than the Mandarin was in Iron Man 3. That's quite an achievement.
Speaking of Sebastian, he soon decides to take matters into his own hands and becomes Matter himself in the process.
Whoa, is that meant to be? Did he just melt into a puddle of skin and hair?
Affirmative.
That is some messed up David Cronenberg shit right there.
I made sure I was one step ahead of you.
And this concludes Iron Hero.
No way, that's how the film ends?
I stand corrected. There is an extra scene, much like Marvel enjoys doing.
Takes a special kind of guy to make a girl fall for him in a goofy helmet.
That is a terrible line. Write that one down for future reference.
As you wish, Agent.
And now he's flying? Hey, you know when that would have been cool to see? During the movie! Well, that was a whirlwind of mediocrity. If the estimated $1 million budget for this film is true, then it's a mystery where all that money went. Iron Hero looks and feels low budget, and although some work was put into the costumes, very little was put into the script, which gives next to nothing for this superhero to do besides stand around, occasionally punching someone in the arm. If this was meant to ride on Iron Man's coattails, then they should have really gone all the way and have him fly around shooting bad guys. All in all, this is a mostly dull, trashy flick with only its genre going for it. What's your verdict?
The film's reluctance to make sense and entertain, along with its lack of urgency, make Iron Hero a rather sluggish, mostly confusing watch. Therefore, there's a 70% chance that the victim simply couldn't take anymore and jumped.
70%, huh? Something just doesn't add up. I guess the Iron Hero does fly at the end. Calculate how likely it is that the victim tried to mimic the superhero's powers.
If the victim was indeed of sound mind, then the likelihood of this scenario rests at approximately 6%.
I must be missing something. I mean, it's a bad movie, and you're right. If there's one thing it's not, it's inspiring. But it's about as bad as Horror Vision, and that wasn't a lethal case, so... No. There's something else. I don't understand. People don't just up and decide to... Computer?
Yes, Agent?
Looks like we'll have to file that one under who the hell knows.
The likelihood of an accident, I should mention, is slightly higher than the mimicking theory at 18%.
Accident? How the hell does that work?
Perhaps something caught the victim's attention, and by attempting to get a closer look, he fell to his death.
Scanner report?
Virtual reality prototype. State of the art. Illegal. Deemed too real for mass consumption.
You son of a bitch.
Excuse me?
Analyze software?
Unable to break firewall, I'm afraid.
That's it. Computer, this was no suicide at all. This was no accident. It was murder. Murder, plain and simple.
Murder?
That kind of technology, as you know, doesn't have firewalls. It was tampered with. It was customized. Someone gave these goggles to the victim, or sold it to them. Perhaps even with instructions on when to put them on. All the killer would then need to do is open the window and let the film do the rest.
And the motive?
I don't know. It could be anything, but something else doesn't quite gel. Why weren't they found with the victim's body?
Maybe whoever gave the goggles took them back.
And brought them back here? Why? That doesn't make any sense.
Agreed.
Unless the victim was only a pawn. Part of a bigger, more sinister plan. What if the real target was... me?